Okay, we're going to see how we do here. Hopefully you can see me. Welcome to Mary's Winter Wonderland Fortress. I'm going to show you the fortress that I am surrounded by and such God's nature and beauty and all the beautiful trees. So welcome. And in doing so, and as I walk, I'm going to tell you true story, and you guys are going to love this. The last thing that I posted was about doing snow angels and maybe other things that may live in trees. So that is what I'm going to post as I walk and tell the story. So I'm going to turn it around. Hopefully this comes out here. This is going to be awesome. I know it will be. So are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Oh, geez. Well, what do we have here? Well, we got somebody going to the bathroom, but we do have the flag. I'm being goofy there. I'm not going to, well, I guess I already did. So, this is I already covered it up. Winter Wonderland Fortress, I say. We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't know if you guys all remember growing up and making forts within the snow-plowed areas. Oh my gosh. We would stay out there for hours. We had so much snow around here. And it was always so wonderful to have, and we'd make a whole house and a kitchen and a living room, and we'd stay out there. Yeah, I said hours. We would. We did get locked out here and there. Even in the snow, we had to get out. So my husband plows a spot around the house so we can at least walk. And so Roxy, my dog here, likes to walk. She goes on the trail, but she will go on the trail. So here's the story. I am allowed to speak of these things. I watched a webinar that was done by Alex Collier with Dr. Matthew Johnson, and he is, well, 13 goes with he's always been 13 his whole life. And I'm allowed to speak of it in my own words, so this is my own words. And he is the ambassador for the XANUE Clan of the BigFoot tribe, okay? There are two clans that we have. And one is the Xandue, and the other ones are called the Tracon. Okay? Now, if you see a Bigfoot, in his words, people said, if you see a Bigfoot, you know, what's the difference between them? Well, he says, get the hell out of there if you see them. If you see a Bigfoot that's hairy and in your woods, then go, because those ones are the Tracons. T-R-A-Y, I think, C-H-O-N. And they live in clans, and they eat meat, and they do love humans. Okay? But the Xandues are extremely highly evolved, and they shimmer like in Terminator. You know, the silver, because their frequency is extremely high. Okay, and they came here 63 billion years ago, if I'm not mistaken, was the time frame that he said, because their planet was losing oxygen, and so they traveled here because other beings would stop in their planet system, their star system, or their planet that they lived on, and they watched those beings come through portals. And of their clan, 25% of them were able to manipulate the portals and be able to come through the portals. Okay? And in doing so, that's how they arrived here on planet Terra. Okay? The real thing that I wanted to get to, so they're highly evolved, and they shimmer, and he is going to be their ambassador, and there's so much more to it. But I just really wanted to state that what they do is their sustenance and their food and their life is trees. Okay, they live in the trees. And that's how he kind of caught it. He's like, one cut is like shimmery, came out of the tree, and you'll feel them. And they live in the trees, and that's how they also want to generate themselves back up, is in the trees. True story. So they go back in the tree because the trees get in the sun and the roots go down deep, and so they regenerate themselves if they need energy or sustenance. Their food base is by going back in the tree. And even more cool is they so highly evolved, they can make themselves orbs, and they travel 3,000 miles per hour. Okay, all little bits and pieces. I'm just giving you just a short stint of it. You can always go into Alex Collier's webinars. I see also posted some short versions of them in like a YouTube, or I just saw that the other day of them, but not the full thing. I'm going to post with this video his webpage, and you can look at all his pictures and videos. My one hand, which I didn't put a full glove in so I could carry this, I'm just showing you my winter wonderland fortress as I'm walking and talking instead of my face, which is a delight probably. No, don't say those things, right? Now here, you never say such things about yourself. No, because we are all God's children. We are all God's children. And this is what we have to remember. We're all the same. He put a fractal of himself in every sentient being. There is no one above you, no one below. There's no kings, there's no queens, no princes or princesses. We're all the same. And we need to respect each other, and respect and have compassion and love and forgiveness unconditionally for each other. Because we're all here, and we need to be united as one to move forward and to completely rid this beautiful Terra, Earth, as we call it, Mother Gaia, Mother Key, however you want to say it. It's glorious, and this is what we have to do. So we're all the same, and we're all here connected through this quantum time-space consciousness field. And it's so important that we just all give out love and acts of kindness. Yeah. So I'm going to finish my story about the BigFoots. I'm going back. And the trees. My hands are freezing. Holy schmoly, I had to switch hands. So, he's going to be the ambassador when they're ready to come out. They are already out and about. They live in the trees, and that's their food source. That's what they go in. But he did have a time where I have to give you this one because I just love it, and where he and his son and a friend of his went up there with his son, and they had bought 4 Cinnabons for their next day of breakfast. But they know they don't really eat much, but they put out different things for them for camp, and they always come, and he could always decipher their language that they talk, because they can speak English. And just to let you know, they're 63 billion years old on this planet, and they're always cloaked, and so nobody knows they're around. They consider them highly classified, the best spies in the world, just so you know. They know everything. They know all the lost languages and know all the languages that we've ever had on this earth, planet Earth, Terra. It's going to be so beautiful when they come out and visit. I can't wait to hug them. Although I hug, that's why you hug trees. And so that was the last thing I'm going to state. And we've had a conversation back and forth on an email, and he did state, because I'm always, when I first started this journey over 5 years ago, was so excited to get high-vibed and work with the trees and hug them. And I have so many around here, as you can see. And I'd hug them, and talk to them and learn to have them come down and touch my head with their branches, just so you know. So this past summer, there was a, oh gosh, it was a tree, lilac. It's a big lilac tree. I love lilacs. They smell so good. And they were too high for me to get. I'm a short little Spidey monkey. Anyways, I wanted some lilacs. I really did, because they just make the house smell really good. So I was standing there. But I was talking to the tree and hugging it and said thank you. I said, I surely would love some lilacs if you could send them down. And sure enough, the branch was lowered and I was able to get my lilacs. It's a true story. And I had people around to see that, because I thought I'd do it in front of them. It was where I was at the time. To get to it, I actually started thinking about it, because he said about them all living in the trees. And so I mentioned my story, and he says, don't you forget. He had asked them, how many, and I'm going to end it on this note, how many are there of you? That's what he asked. And they said, how many trees are on your planet? True story. That's what they said to him. And he looked it up, and there's trillions. So it is a sure possibility that they lowered the branch for the tree. But the tree are sentient beings too, and they all have fractal source in them as well. Just, you know. So do rocks. So does everything. We are all of that. We are all of them. And that's why you have that ripple effect of love. Okay? Because we've been all them. That's how we evolved. When we got highly evolved, we decided to come down on this wonderful planet. Can you believe it? Yes, we did. I love you guys so much. And so if you see one that's hairy and close, get the heck out of there. Most likely. I was going to finish with that story too, because our government knows. And that's why they have national parks too, because a lot of those clans are in there. And that's why a lot of people go missing in there, just so you know. And for fun, those Tracons like to eat you to the bone, my understanding. This is kind of, he said. He's protected with his group. And they scatter them around. And when Mount St. Helene went off up there in Washington back in, I don't even know what year it was, late 90s, 2000, I can't remember. Late 90s, mid 90s. A lot of them were there, and those were the Tracons, because a different truck came up, and some people had said that the government truck had come up and was placing them in there, because a lot of them lost their lives as well. And nicely enough, our government put that group there, and because they know where they come out of, different portals from the inner earth, and they took them back to their clan so they can have a proper burial. So that was really nice. Those are the ones. So, but I guess I'll leave it here. I keep on saying leaving it here, because there's so much. I have so much in this noggin of mine. As any being out there, there's always good factions and bad factions of them. So we can't always put them all, you can't always do that. There are bad in some beings. So he said, I'm sure there's some good ones, but mostly they like the meat. So it's no different than us going out and shooting a beautiful deer. That's why oh my gosh, I saw a beautiful buck this morning. I put buck food out there. I love the deer. They come here. I tell them to stay here because it's been deer season. And everybody hunts. It's true. Oh my gosh, I go on forever. Why? Who cares? I can do that. And if you watched this far, awesome for you. Truthfully. So I love you guys all so much, and thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed what I get to see. And a lot is closed for certain. So this is my winter wonderland, and it is snowing good. It is snowing really good. And I'm thankful beyond anything. I'm humbled and in awe every day that we are living, and I hope here that's not be, that we can experience this right now, that we are going through it, and that we can be the conduit of light. That we're allowed to do this, and that we're aware and awake, and all those that are watching, even if wherever you are, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. It's your own journey, and you get to wherever you go whenever you want and however you choose, and that's the coolest part. So respect everyone and their perspective. And we all come from a different angle because of how we grew up, our environment, and who we are, and what we've lived in our past lives, and all of that. So just enjoy every emotion, enjoy everything, because we're just an extension of Creator, Source, Mother, Father, Great Spirit. I love you guys all so much, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed walking out here, because I probably wouldn't have done it otherwise. I hold myself up, especially when it's like this. Have a beautiful day. I love you so much. Peace out.